Now listen, this video is not about, for example, blood peace be upon him, preaching, trying to fix homosexuals, and then all of a sudden having sex with both his daughters. This contradiction. No. This have nothing to do with the Hindus, the so-called. Listen. I don't want to start talking about those who call themselves Hindus, those who call themselves Buddhists, those who call themselves Jews, those who call themselves Shiite, and others. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna talk about. Let me start. The generation right now is receiving some wave, educational wave, that is changing the way he think. I know that a lot are watching me and they just fall in love with me because I'm explaining about the truth. Yes. Anyway, thank you for your love to me. I appreciate it. Now, the case is, this generation is facing a lot of contradiction and a lot of sick signals. How can I explain? Okay. Someone would say, so that you would understand what I'm trying to say. Someone would say, it's the same. Our grandfather lived something, and their father lived something different. And the father of our grandfather lived something different from the fathers of our grandfathers. And everything is fine. Now, it is not completely about the number of the population. Starting from the 40s and the 50s, there was a bomb. Look at the diagram of the population of the world, going like this. Then in the last century, going to 7 billion. So it multiplied very fast. Now this is not the case. The case is. I'm serious. What? The case is. What happened since the 80s and since the 40s to the 70s? No, since the 50s to the 70s, and since the 70s till the 90s, and from the 90s to now. This change never happened before. I mean, not spiritual, the DNA language on our brain that keep a memory about what happened through any generation and take it to the other. That's how it is. See, that's why you look at the human, for example. Look at me. I am from Middle East. My skin is different from those who live in North Russia. North Russia, their skin is a little bit thick. Their eyes is different, blue. And in China as well, in certain parts of the Africa. Because your body change the way it's suitable for the environment. In Europe, why do you understand it? They lived long times. There is some genetic طفرة جينية. There is other topic, but that's why if you go to some certain parts of where for example people are living in cold weather, you will find that the skin is more thicker. Understanding? The hair suitable to be in a desert, suitable to be in a cold place. Okay. I don't want to add anything more. So this change is even in the animal world is there. The human also mind have this. Seriously, I'm serious. It have this is how human. But we cannot easily. We need scientists and knowledgeable people, very knowledgeable, to recognize this. What the human creature within each of us have recorded. And I'm not going to talk about, for example, some people, lovely people coming from Africa and then living here in the West, and the changes affecting them. No, I'm not going to go deep. So this way it's going to be racialized. No, China, no. I'm going to talk about all human. The way the grandfather used to, the signals that they received through their time till they bring their children, one child, and then this child take a time until he bring his first child, and this child when he come take a time until he bring his first child. This record this how can I say it in English? Or even in Arabic, but in English mainly. Arabic is easier. This thing that recording the change that happened through the ancestors is facing a huge difference. Is facing something just incredible, unbelievable. A change. And he is receiving signals. Sexual, born and things like that. The division in family, man figure, woman figure. Now I'm not saying good or bad. And gays, and now he's accepted. I'm not against anyone, please. Okay, some of those gays. I'm not gonna say this because it might be understood in a wrong way. There is some gays who are honestly a victim, by all means. There is. I'm not talking about victim. You never know what happened. I mean, I met someone gay who came from Asia. Okay. He's in England. This guy, I have talked to him. Do you know what he said? He said, I don't know my parents. I'm not going to say it. The background is Buddhist, communist, whatever. Chinese. He said, I don't know my father and my mother. I don't want to know women. Please don't delete this video. This is a case. And he said, doesn't mean that Chinese are like this. No, or China is bad. There is Muslims, there is good people. No. So, he said, I don't know my father. I don't know my mother. They found I'm a bastard. Okay? In the street. This happened. Okay, I understand. And I was molested when I was a child. A lot. I was molested a lot. Okay? And I grow up and I have no desire to women. That's it. He was not aggressive against Muslims. He just rejected Islam. And I said, okay. And so I don't want to talk about this. I'm not talking. He is a very respectable person, and mean. He cared about only himself, extremely sometimes, but nice. No danger from him. I can understand. Now, so the point is, I'm trying to say that. So the way I'm avoiding this, so that no one would say, "Oh my God, gays." No, if you want to talk about killing she-males, gays go to South America and see what the fuck they're doing to she-males there. The terrible executions there. And I'm wondering, someone killing a she-male, and he's not, for example, a man who's a pimp. Imagine this. Listen to this. One of those who killed the she-male, listen to this, please. It's a pimp. I'm not lying. In South America, one of the countries, a lot. And some of those she-males there are almost like women. Some originally from the Latin and some originally from Europe, white. And he was killed, this she-male. Who killed him? A pimp. Listen to this carefully. A pimp. Why he killed him? Because he's dragging the customers. He's a bull. Living in poverty. She-male living in poverty. Because he's dragging the customers from his ladies. You don't understand the point. Someone else having a family and he have a problem with Islam and the rules of Islam, and he's always have a relationship outside the marriage institute, and maybe he have a child outside the marriage institute, and he have problem with Islam, and then he looked at this she-male and he killed him. Shall I give more examples? Someone have a book that's filled with corruption and craziness. A book, and he's relating it to God. And he looked at the she-male, and he forget all of the pedophilia that he's committing, and then he killed the she-male. Who's the victim? The she-male. They should be executed for killing the she-male. Now, this is not the topic. Dealing with mountains and oceans of rules. But this is not the case. The case is my Ishmaelian territory. in my Israeli Holy Land territory as well. Now this is another. So this huge change in these signals will result in creating problem in the society. Muhammad have talked about it, that there will be a masakh. Peace be upon him. Literally, it means in Arabic, freakness. Imagine Muhammad, the final messenger, is confirmed without any doubt by all schools, all libraries. He said at the end time there will be freakness. So of course, if you're an enemy, Muhammad himself represents freakness. No, I'm oh, sorry. He said there will be a lot of craziness and an unbelievable thing that now you will find it crazy. And so many men came to him and complained, and women. Let's not focus. Women were celebrating Muhammad. So many women insisted on their family. I believe in him. He is the messenger because Muhammad brought a change to light. Some of them even didn't believe in God. You know what? I'm gonna support you, Muhammad. And I will even face problem. And this chain will have its place. So they fought against their family, and they insisted on their children. Muhammad, well, after his death, he's peace be upon him. Learn the Quran, son. He's the messenger. We need to obey all of this instruction, which is from God. Some of them, why? Because Muhammad came to change the women's life to better. Muhammad is against women rights. This is your problem. This is your rotten hole that you're living in. Now, I'm not talking about. I'm not defending Muhammad or representing Muhammad. I'm trying to say that there will be a lot of problems. This problem will bring tribulation, and the good people, the nice community, will be like what? Asa'ib, aqalliyat. They will be really strangers, not now. They will be really strange, and they're all Muslims who want a normal community. Why? Because this change is going to consume the human mind. Imagine if all the society is fine with pedophile. Imagine. How can you change them? And if you try to resist this, you will be killed. They will attack you. Imagine this. It will reach this point and worse. I promise you. If no one fixes the world. I don't think I'm going to fix it, but regardless, that's tribulation. That's the return of the Messiah and the elimination of all those who have nothing to do with obeying instruction of God by Muhammad. That's why those who are atheists would do my great respect. Now, please don't read this. They have something they want the world to inherit. Those who are not Muslims, if they share the following, if they have the problem with the cult of Islam, the ideology of Islam, well, fine, you can. The concepts of Islam, the principles of Islam, the big picture of what Islam is about, if they are against it, both, they are providing us all, calling themselves Hindus, calling themselves Buddhists, calling themselves, because all of this rubbish, it's fault. What do you mean? There is a Jewish state. This is Jewish state. This has nothing to do with what they relate, what the Judaism faith or Yahudian faith that they are relating it to, which is corrupted. It has nothing to do, definitely, to the essential facts of essentially what was essentially the Yahudian of Banu Israel and the Gentile Jewish Yahudian people. Nothing. What do you mean? The Pope is a Christian. Pope, come on, the Pope is trying to change with the whole world. Like to a model showing her butt. And he's fine with male having sex. Okay, you can say this is rules and things, but the so-called I don't want to talk about this because this might lead to a need of deleting this video. This is what I'm trying to say. This, of course, someone would say, so you want this the whole world with big rules and things? They don't understand anything about these rules. All of these rules, in a sense, is this terror which you created that you relate to Islam. This is what the devil wants. This is now for atheists. This is Satan. So there is a heritage of darkness. You cannot see it, but I can sense it. I can what? Sense it, feel it. Those who are against, wallahi, I'm not lying. I swear by Him Almighty, I'm not lying. I sense, I feel this, this. Though I am angry man, by the way, and I want bad things to my enemies. Please forgive. Give him this. Give him this. Give what, man? Come on, go away, man. Is this your history, Crusader? Is this is man? We give them everything. What the fuck? They destroyed us. That's what. And you keep on criticizing this Islam rule, especially when it's come to the Arabian Peninsula. And this, so uh, there is a dark heritage that will show itself to the world, and then humanity cannot fix itself. I don't know how to explain it. Humanity, a lot of Muslim real believers, not me, higher class than me, in the belief itself, at-taqwa. Those who are better, the best people among you are those who are in a great belief in God Almighty, Allah, the creator of existence, of said Muhammad as the final messenger. Accurate and perfect belief. They sense that this is a change, that dark is attacking. I'm not saying implement the Islamic laws from A to Z all over the world. No, I'm talking about the principle and the lines of the basic primary things. Like, for example, things that need to be happening in Middle East. Things concerning the Arabian Peninsula. Things concerning the Holy Land. You understand me? Line dealing with those who are preaching of God, and dealing with resource and things, a lot of things, mainly in contradiction that is stopping people from having, for example, their independent here and there. Igor, some parts in India should have its own Islamic independence. So it should be Pakistan and many Indian states better. This is better, so that the dark wouldn't approach and achieve things that will make humanity in a bad position. It's not easy to explain for you. The change is happening, and yet you see people who are relating themselves to a dark group, a religion, and they have something to do with Islam. And I don't know why they don't study the history of the religion. And yet, death is a problem. Be careful from death. Yep. Now, what I'm trying to say, those who are atheists, and they have a problem with Islam. The main problem is Islam, because Islam is facing the problem. Christianity is changing. In the Jews you can go, Judea is changing. No, it's not changing. Judea is not changing. Christianity is not changing. Christianity, Judea is Islam. Buddhism is changing. Buddhism, they have nothing to do with Buddha, if he's a messenger or good Buddha. Hinduism is changing. Hindu, what do you mean by Hindu? This is another story. No, nothing is changing. Atheism is changing, yes. We can be Nazis. We can be with democracy. We can be fascist. And we can be communist. Atheism is changing. But no one like my atheism. I don't know why. Now, this is a case. The other case, the religion never changed. It's the Islamic Christianity Messiah faith that came by the Son of Virgin Mary is being neglected and being destroyed, and another dark group occupy the name. This is something else. This is a different thing. This is not Christianity changing. No. This is Christianity is off in a certain group, medieval time, a new type of religion that they proclaim that is Christianity. This Christianity right now changed itself, and it's fine with gays. This is not Christianity. Gays in the church having sex, marrying each other. Christianity, they have Jesus. I know you want to kiss me. I understand. No. Especially if you're a lady. No, don't do it. No. Sorry. Haram. No. I'm still a virgin. Oh my God, you don't know why I'm laughing. Because you ah. Eight. Four witnesses. 20 witnesses we got. Anyway. So this, do you understand the point? Judea is not changing. The Israelite, they have the Judean faith. And there was Gentile, like the Ashkenazis, Gentile. And like the Flasha, Gentile. Like Asfahanis and near Persia, Gentiles. And the Druze in Russia, Gentiles. And the... What's their names? And China. There's a name for them. 1 second, please. And someone is coming, I think. 1 second. Regardless, and those other people, other groups here and here and here, and the what is their name in South Europe? There's a town for them. Towns for them, and the gypsies and the other, you know it, Polish and Babijan, the Dejan. So this Judean faith, Yahudian faith of the Israelite is was neglected, and people start using a book like the Talmud and using the Talmud, saying he's dead. Now, do you want me to bring you where I am? Someone right now. This is sort of magic, is it? This later. That's why I'm not focusing. So they change it with the Talmud. The Talmud. They start proclaiming and convincing themselves that they are Jews, though they are not. هذا كيسنجر وش يسته. later بعدين. المهم. Let me continue. I have a free time here. Yes. So the Talmud, and they start calling themselves لازم أكمل. Jews. This is not Judea. They change it. They neglected the facts related to real Judea. Okay, and then Gentiles, not Israelis, and now Judea all of a sudden is fine. For example, I'm always mentioning the gays. It's only you, gays. Huh? Gays are fine in the Holy Land. This is not Judea. Do you understand the point I'm trying to say? The so-called Shiite as well are neglecting things, principle here and here. All what is left is the name. And even if you have only want the name so that you would remind people about the creator of existence to protect the human spirit in general. There is lines when it's come to the Arabian Peninsula. There is lines when it's come to the Holy Land. There is lines that come to the Middle East. This is not me. This is explanation about Muhammad. That's why they always, unfortunately, use this illegal word, which is cult, craziness. The generations, if you don't care, then you deserve to be persecuted. If you are creating darkness, I'm not talking about gays. Gays, this is an issue. Homosexuality is a thing, but we're talking about worse things than gays, worse things than homosexuality, worse. If there is people who say that based on Islam, it's considered a crime to be gay. I'm not talking about this level of crime, and other as well. No, I'm talking about 1,000 times worse. Yeah, there is. Now this is other. That is creating the problems that we are dealing here with. That eventually, that they're talking about me. No, it's not you. Do not delete the video. No, they're looking at it. not my responsibility anymore. طيب دقيقة. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit. طيب, this is, you need to explain to you. So the change that is occurred is not the change that occurred before 3 centuries or 4 centuries. No. This is the century of the devil. I mean, if what is happening right now to this generation, they are children. How they look at life, the signals that they are receiving. And until they bring children, and then their children rise with the signals that is different, far different. This will create a generation in the future that will I don't know how to describe the system, the only type of system that can provide a certain level of prosperity to them at that time, which is a very satanic system. Not Satan, worship Satan, this is Satan, worship him, bow to the devil. No, this is just before the biggest tribulation, the harmful international worldwide tribulation, where people are depending on a system that is taking them to just darkness. And when just before this darkness, they cannot wake up. You cannot fix everyone. You cannot fix anyone, and you cannot wake them up. Right now, like for me, for example, I'm not talking about me. You go to a certain group and you just try to explain to them that it's a reaction, it's terror. They just reject you. Not a good, because they all say it's always in the favor of Islam. This explanation is always in the favor of Islam. No, you don't understand me. Someone might decide, look at me and say, look, you have a hair of Daesh head. This is a normal thing, even with Islam or without, with Muhammad or without Muhammad. There is other people who are just absolutely not Muslims, and they have nothing to do with guide a group who have hair. This is a Daesh, you understand me? The devil is closing it from all sides. Now, if you're an atheist, you can say, you can accept it as we are reaching a point where it's closed. The solution is closed from all sides when it's come to how human are interacting to the environment, to the world, and them facing a problem. Not to just catch the solution and make everyone accept it. I'm not talking about anything extreme. This is the different. This is the change that's occurring. I can't explain anything anymore without entering some other fields that will immediately make the one, in case if there is someone hearing, and I am always walking in the favor of Islam. No, I'm working in the favor of myself. I believe in Allah and Muhammad is the final messenger, not because I am absolutely 100%, 1000% convinced with this truth and fact, and I'm not defending Muhammad. Absolutely no. And I have nothing to do with Islam. I'm a Muslim. I choose to be a Muslim. So this is a big thing. A big field. Islam. It's not something small. But the devil is trying to make it very small. And by what? By the means of so-called Christianity or the means of the so-called Judea, affecting Middle East, for example. Don't delete this video. Or the means of the so-called Shiite, who relate themselves to the family of Muhammad. Or the means of the so-called Hindus, who got nothing to do with what essentially the concept of Hinduism is about. From God Almighty, of course. Or the so-called Buddhists. This is the same. Even when you talk about those atheists who call themselves secular liberals, we are reaching a level, this is also what I'm trying to say, that people are calling themselves liberals and seculars, and at the same time, and they are using this term, which was established and developed by a certain group of people previously and centuries before, as a solution, as they found that this secularism and liberalism, dividing religion from life, or liberalism, free liberation and things like that, you understand what I'm trying to say, is a solution to get rid of a bad, I'm sorry to say this, of bad church power, authority, and a bad monarchs. for them to develop themselves and get rid of this darkness. This is after the golden age of Islam. This is you can see the devil here, but this is another story. How the devil is doing his reformation, and he used the medieval times so that he would reach this level, and things are coming worse. And yes, there will be also a return back to the so-called Crusade territory, worse so-called Hinduism and so-called Buddhism. Yeah. Different schools. Look, and I have explained about this. I don't want to need to explain. Let's explain about the truth. So those people, if they live again here, and look, those people before centuries, who have invented secularism, let's say an easy way, invented secularism or invented liberalism, if they are here and they look at those who call themselves seculars right now, after we provide them with the knowledge that they need about circumstances all over the world, they will look and say, look at the West, and they will say, you got nothing to do with secularism. You know what, if some of them would say this, if I know that this is the end of methodology or the principles of the way some, not all, of liberalism is like gonna be like this, or secularism like, and you're using it the way you're using it, I would hang myself or kill myself centuries before, and make it the way it is. Medieval time is better, really, because they will recognize that something worse than the medieval time gonna happen by using what's called secularism or liberalism. This is hard for you to recognize it, I know. Also, if we take them and say, come, Habibi, you're alive. Wake up. Come, I want to show you some. وجيههم مثل قفاهم موجودين عبد الخار وغير الطقة دي. Come and see Saudi Arabia and Gulf States. جايين من أفريقيا وجايين من آسيا. Look غيره. Look, I faced problem back then. Terrible. Look, see, these people in Gulf States call themselves seculars or liberals. And I am here explaining to you my personal case with this huge information about the Ishmaelian territory and Middle East. What do you think? He will say to you, pardon, excuse me, could you please, do you have, at that time they start, whatever, you are bringing me information about a gun which is capable to kill people. I'd say to him, yes. He would say to me, before I answer you about the Arab and Venezuela and things like that, about the world, could you please bring me the gun and tell me how I can use it, regardless of the accent or the language. And I'll teach him how to use the gun. And he'll say, you fucking bastard. I should have even lived from up. And he would kill himself. He would definitely, some of them will do this. Because they would say, this is how they are using something we have invented to get rid of darkness. This is it. This is how you're using it to bring unjust to people and create rubbish and terrible time to people. You understand me? I'm serious. Especially that some of them really reach a level where they don't believe in God. That's why they question God. They looked at the book. What I'm trying to say, watch out from the future. Really, watch out from the future. Definitely, not especially here in Europe, definitely in all, I cannot say especially here in Europe, no, in all parts of the world. In Russia, and China, yes, and India, ooh. In Middle East, yep, and Africa, you, South America, and others, and other parts. Sometimes I become afraid of myself. Yep. But I can tell you that I only trust God Almighty. I don't even trust myself. Why I'm laughing? It's honestly a little bit in a mood. Because I see some unhuman creature.